Welcome back, friends and followers, to another exciting episode of Motor Hobbit. Today's objective is to get the bike outside, get it running again. We'll get the engine warm so that we can do a compression test. Before I tear this bike down for the last time, it'd be nice to run it through the gears and just check the compression on each cylinder to see if there's anything untoward going on. Because that will determine the amount of work that I need to put into it. In the last episode, we fitted the clip-ons. It was a bit of a pain. The whole thing turned into a 2-month-long saga of pain and misery, but we got there in the end. But it did just occur to me the other day that I could have just taken the top yoke off. Yeah. In the process of doing that, I have lost all of my front brakes. Who knows what's gone on there? I didn't undo any of the brake lines, but the fluid is disgusting in there. It's like orange, like thick goop. Doesn't really matter because I'm going to be overhauling the whole brake system anyway. We're going to be repainting, cleaning, replacing all the seals and everything in those. But for now, I'm more than happy to sort of move this around with no brakes. It's not going far. It's just a shame because I was hoping I could have ridden it, but there's a lot more wrong with this bike than the brakes, which makes it unsafe to ride. So that's going to have to wait. So yeah, let's wheel this outside, start it up, and let's get it warm. It weighs an absolute ton. Most of that is this lunchbox dash. Straight away. Do you know what? I didn't expect that to start up straight away. Really pleased with that. Right, let's let that warm up. I would like to see if this can actually go through the gears. So let's give that a bit of a whirl. So that's first gear. That seems to work nicely, just pops straight in. Ugh. This is uncomfortable when you're without a seat. It was a bit lumpy. Let's try and go up to second. Right, I think I'm back in first. Let's try and find neutral. No. Right, back in neutral. Well, that went in very easily. Well, at least the gears work. I don't know how many gears it's supposed to have, but it felt like only... In fact, let's work that one out again. So, first gear. Second gear. Third gear. Fourth gear. Fourth gear. Fifth gear. Fourth. Third. Second. First. And neutral. Wonderful. Right, step one. We need to remove this cover plate. There are 3 bolty doodahs. This looks like the right one. Oh, look at that. 5mm. And of course, that feels nice and straightforward to get off. Thought they were a bit oily, but it's actually okay. Oh, being a bit challenging. Okay, let's get the big gun. Proper stuff. There we go. Set that off. All I needed was a bit of good leverage. Back to my speedy little one. Do you know what? I thought that'd be plastic for some reason. That's minging. Can't wait to give this thing a proper clean. So, step 2, pull the coils out. Some pliers, because, yeah, that's still quite warm. Let's pull this out. There we go. Use my Sharpie. Mark 1 on it. Because you know what will happen is I'll just end up putting the wrong ones back in. And last but by no means least, the third one. Very easy. Now I hope I've got a spark plug socket, because otherwise that's going to straight away become a bit of a problem. Right, so couldn't find a spark plug tool. I was hoping there was one in my Ducati toolkit, but I can't find my Ducati toolkit. So one quick stop off at Halfords later, I've got myself a spark plug removal tool. For reference, this is an 18mm socket. So let's go ahead and get these out. I do have, I bought a full replacement set of spark plugs, because when I build this all back up, everything is going to go on there new. So like new oil filter, new fluids. It's going to get a full service. As I said, this has been sat for God knows how long. And I want to make this really, really nice. So, right, next step, compression test. This is just a cheap set from Amazon. I think it cost about £12, so hopefully it works. Within the set, we've got 2 methods. There's the valves you can screw in, or there's the ones you just push against the hole. I'm going to screw it in just because it's only me doing this, and it should just make it a bit easier. So this is the correct size, because I've already checked. So it's a simple case of just threading that on there, threading that into the spark plug hole, and then let's pop the thing there. I've got a pressure release valve as well, so I'm just going to push that and make sure there's nothing left in there. Now, the procedure is as follows, from my understanding. Fully open the throttle, and then you just basically crank it over. You should take 5 or 6 times or something like that, or at least when the needle stops turning, and that will be the pressure. So I'm going to do this for the first one now, and let's see what we get. Right, ignition on, throttle wide open, clutch in. We are 155, 150. I think that's quite good. So let's release the pressure and get on with the others. I've been writing these down as I go. Being the muppet that I am, for the first go, I did forget to then open the throttle fully. So I've run through it all again just to make sure, and it's looking like we've got in cylinder 1 a pressure of around 145 to 150 psi. Cylinder 2, 150-ish psi. Cylinder 3, 140 psi, or just over. And cylinder 4, 145 psi. So I'm going to bolt all this back up together, and then let's go and check out the Haynes manual and see where this fits in. Catch you in a bit. Right, and here we have the Haynes manual for the BMW K100 and K75, but whatever. So what are we after? We are after the... Right, let's just look for compression. Compression test 2.5. Not far off, not far off. Ah, here we go. So, compression pressure. See section 2. We are in section 2. What it's saying, good compression, over 10 bar, 145 psi. Normal compression, 123 to 145 psi. And poor compression is anything below 123 psi. So based on my readings, we have what is considered good compression on 3 cylinders and normal compression on cylinder number 3. So that's brilliant news. I was really worried something might be wrong, you know, based on what everything else has happened with the bike so far, where we try and do one thing and it shows a million more problems. Right, the compression test is complete. It's good, which is great. I was really worried. Everything I've touched so far, you adjust something or you look at something else and you take something off and then a million other problems arise. So I was really bricking it about what's going on in the engine. I'm not sort of the most mechanically inclined. Right, yeah, I'm not that mechanically inclined. So the thought of having to have done any major work inside the engine was a bit daunting, if I'm honest. I would have given it a good crack, but at least we know that things aren't majorly wrong. So yeah, next steps, tear down. Need to take all the gumph out the back here, because what we're going to be doing is chopping off the subframe, putting on a new swing arm and doing some weldery bits to the bike, which is super exciting. But that's all we've got time for. So I'll see you in the next episode. Catch you later.